Hello everybody, this is Jasmuheen at the Embassy of Peace. We get so many emails from people who are concerned about loved ones or who themselves are suffering from some type of disease, whether this disease is emotional or mental or physical. It's a great concern, obviously, for them and also for their loved ones. And as I've been traveling the world so consistently these last 20 years, I've also been doing a little research and finding out from our audiences just how many people have been affected by cancer or who knows somebody who has been affected by cancer. And this seems to be a disease that is rising in our modern day world. So this video is for you. We wish to share a little bit about the template of health. This is something that we're working on with our new book, The Pure Love Channel, and its templates of perfection. But we didn't want to wait for its release before sharing some of this data, simply because so many have asked for this now. I have also experienced that rhythm of cancer, and we will talk about it as a rhythm, as a frequency that can rise and fall within us. Cancer, when we are first diagnosed with this, as I was in the early 1990s, is not necessarily a death sentence. Sometimes it is something that is going to give us an incredible learning and an understanding. Sometimes it's something that's just going to boost us, to shift us, to make a major change in our life. I remember in the early 90s being with a healer friend of mine who was doing a little analysis and work on my system. At that time, I was a very busy person, raising children, working full-time in the financial industry as a computer programmer. It was a high-stress life, a high-stress job. Even though I was meditating and taking care of my body as best as I could, I'd been swallowing some emotions that this medical intuitive picked up when I was being stored in my liver, that a cancerous tumor had grown upon my liver. When I shared this with my sister, she asked if I could make sure that I had full medical testing and confirmation of this, and then took the appropriate course of action for healing, which is what I did. I remember going in for my scan, and the man who was doing this asked me which doctor had diagnosed me and what the diagnosis was, if there was any. And I said that a good friend of mine who was a medical intuitive had done the diagnosis through alternate methods. He was so scathing, you know, the look on his face, the attitude was so, don't believe in any of this, this is crazy. But I was well informed enough, with the assistance of my medical intuitive friend, to be able to say, look, it's in this position on the liver, it's about this big, please make sure you look in that exact location. When he came back, looking a little sheepish, a little like, sorry, he said, yes, you were right, there is something there. It began for me an interesting journey, one dealing with the emotions that come to everyone when you're given a diagnosis of cancer. It can be very shocking. You go through many things thinking, well, what organ does this relate to? If it's the liver, for example, for me, we know the liver stores our frustration, anger, to look at life, to see what situations I'd been in where I had been swallowing a lot of frustration and a lot of anger. And of course, it's not important for us to go into all the details here, except to say for me, I needed to embark on a very powerful journey for self-healing, which was the path I chose. Of course, I used homeopathics because homeopathics are a wonderful way to release from our organs stored emotions. I also realized I needed to let all this energy of anger and frustration go from my liver. So I used simple techniques like punching out a pillow, really just allowing my whole body to release and release and release everything that I was storing emotionally that no longer served me. I started to give my body oxygen, which in many countries you cannot use as a cancer treatment. It has to be seen more as something that purifies water, but liquid oxygen can be used and has been used by many in water to really oxygenate the system and to boost the immune system's capacity for self-healing. I worked with alkalizing my system. Lemon in water, lemon juice, is a wonderful way to do this, and I'm sure if you Google this, you'll find many alternatives as well to help boost and alkaline the system. We know from research that when a system is highly alkalinized and not too acidic, then disease cannot exist there. So alkalinizing the system, oxygenating the blood, boosting the immune system, then going in, and every day I would visualize, go deep into the liver and smile at the liver and just give it so much love. To sit and listen to the liver and see if there is a message that the liver has for us, a way that we can support the liver or any organ so that it can be more detoxified of either emotional rhythms or toxicity that's built up from what we were eating. Look at the Western diet. Although this wasn't impacting me at that time because I'd been a long-term vegetarian living mainly on raw, I watched recently a fabulous DVD called Fat, Sick and Dying by Joe Cross. Now he was an interesting man, very big, very sick, obese, taking a lot of medication for many different issues. When he decided that was enough, he too wanted to self-heal and clean up his body. And he embarked on a journey you can see in his DVD, but the end result was that he did a juice fast. And with juicing, pure vegetable juices, mainly vegetables, to keep the system alkaline, what he did in the fasting was to give the body a break from heavy digestive processes so that it could use that energy it would normally use in digestion to work towards the healing of the many disharmonies that he was carrying in his body system. Secondly, the raw juicing, to juice mainly alkaline foods, it's like giving a medicine straight into the cellular structure, pure energy straight into the cells. The cells are like, yum, they absorb this energy, they love this energy so much. And all of this helps to build a healthier cellular structure while also releasing the digestive system from a heavy involvement in processing of processed foods or junk food or food that's being cooked or too much processing in whatever way. Please, we invite you, of course, watch this DVD. So here we have oxygenating the system, fasting on juices, so the body can go into deeper levels of self-healing, oxygenating, alkalinizing the system, visualization, going in, smiling at whatever part of your body is affected with disease, listening in stillness as you just send so much love to this organ or this part of your system that is diseased. When you just irradiate this part of your body with pure love, really letting pure love flow out from your heart center and sending it like a beam of energy into that area that needs support, then listen in silence. See what it needs to tell you about why it is diseased. I have found that There are certain pathways we follow that you can see in the creation of disease, and these are quite complicated. So while it can be fabulous to use a medical doctor that you love and trust, an alternative healer as well perhaps that you've come to love and respect or trust, we can work traditional medicine with complementary, of course, whatever feels right for you. But don't forget that you have this incredible innate intelligence within you that I call the essence, that many call the divine one within, or the God within, or the supreme innate intelligence within. And when we go into meditation, when we are still, when we are silent, when we open to listen to its voice, it can guide us very powerfully into the perfect steps of healing for us. There is a way also of doing this, to simply make a statement of truth. For example, you may make the statement, chemotherapy is beneficial for my body. As you make this statement over and over, breathing normally, just watch what happens to your breath. Does the breath rise to the throat? Do the organs feel like they're constricting, which is like the body saying, no, this is not good for you? Or does the breath drop right down and everything expand within you as if to say, yes, for whatever reason, this is the right course for you now in dealing with this disease? In 2004, I was diagnosed with a skin cancer, and in Australia, 2 out of 3 people experience this at some point in their life. When I went to the surgeon and he cut this from my face, he didn't want to maim my face too much, to leave too much scarring, so he was very careful in how much he cut. Unfortunately, he cut into the cancer cells, which spread and went deeper into my body system, so the biopsy came back saying I needed more surgery, which again I elected not to have, having gone through this once. Because that's what was my intuitive guidance. I decided, no, I have healed cancer, a tumor from my liver before. I can heal this again. With the liver tumor, I went in not only and gave love to the liver, listened to the liver, oxygenated my system, but I also imagined irradiating the tumor on the liver with pure white light. Imagine that pure white light that carries all the spectrums of healing color, the green, the violet of transmutation. As I visualized irradiating the tumor on my liver, I also imagined that tumor breaking up, dissolving, the energy of the cancer being rebalanced, subdued, sent back through my body system for the rest of the body to deal with. Everybody's body creates cancer cells. It's a frequency that rises or can be subdued and falls, and this is dependent on our day-to-day lifestyle, our thinking, our emotional patterns, our attitudes, and so much more, as well as a small contribution from our genetic weaknesses. This is something that runs in my family, this genetic predisposition to cancer, to heart disease, and a few other genetic weaknesses. However, because I have been a long-term vegetarian and a long-term meditator, then my body hasn't been as badly as affected as others in my family line. So many things contributing to this, and a very simple way of working out what is right for you. Also, for example, remember you have a template of experience within you of being completely healthy. Maybe it was when you were a child, maybe it was at teenage years, or when you were more athletic in your 20s. So you can simply call that template of perfect health to rise again within you. simply knowing you have the imprint, the experience of being in perfect health. So with mind-body connection, working with quantum field intelligence and communication, you can do something as simple as simply command the following. I now call forth the rising of the template of perfected health within me. I embrace this now. I am whole. I am healed. I enjoy the rhythm of perfect health. And every time you are thinking about the disease, the cancer, or anything like this, instead of maintaining that thought pattern, recognize that, of course, this is a field of potential that you've been diagnosed with, but now call forth another more powerful field of potential. When I was working with healing the remnants of the cancer that had spread from my skin cancer, the naturopath I was working with said, you have to take fish oil. You have to bombard your system with vitamins, and fish oil is also good. But my system immediately, my body went, no. It had been many, many years since I'd taken animal products, and it didn't feel right. So I simply made the statement, taking fish oil now in capsule form is beneficial for my body. But immediately I got a strong no. I could get what the body was needing in different ways with different oils. I did hit my body with a lot of vitamin supplements, and this is required as well. This can help and boost the system through its process of healing, particularly if you are taking juices. Again, with this, making statements with the breath, seeing how the breath responds, if it drops down or rises up, you can find the right pathway of healing for your particular ailment. Louise Hay, of course, we know of her. She wrote a beautiful book, You Can Heal Your Life. And in that book you can find out what emotions are associated with the particular organs that may be diseased within you. For there is always an emotional factor, as we have said. Joe Cross's juicing, meditation, where you just sit and imagine now. You might like to do this with me now or later. Just imagining with every breath, you are drawing pure chi of your own essence, nature, up through your body. A deep, slow breath, imagining you are drawing from the core of you up through the lungs. And then breathing out all the energy that you feel no longer serves you in your body. Deep breath in. Energizing your body every day through this pranayama practice with pure chi. Imagining you are drawing from the atmosphere around you with every breath. Pure chi. So much energy. And on the exhale you release. Imagine the cellular structure opening to release from within it all old energy patterns that no longer serve you. You can imagine yourself encased in a beautiful violet light cocoon and shield, so that everything you breathe out goes into this violet light cocoon that is filled with pure transmuting energy, so that what you are releasing doesn't go into the atmosphere around you, but as it goes into the cocoon, it is immediately transmuted back into that beautiful, vital life force energy that you can just breathe back in a cyclical nature. Then we have, of course, the story of Anita Moorjani, and I really wish to share this with you. Last year when I was traveling, somebody gave me her book called Dying to Be Me. And when I read it, I understood something so beautiful, and that is about the nature of cancer. What I have come to understand through my own rebalancing of these frequencies within myself, when they rise and become too strong and potentially dangerous, is that a cancer cell is just a cell that has received so much toxicity, mental, physical, or emotional toxicity, that it is overloaded and the life force within the cell is squashed, almost non-existence. The cell begins to shrink, and yet it longs for life, and so it starts to draw the life force from the surrounding cells, therefore giving itself an appearance of a virus that kills surrounding cells. So our medical treatment often will irradiate that cell that is dying and all cancer cells to kill that cell, to stop its spread. Yet my belief is that when we irradiate the cellular structure with pure chi, prana, life force, God force, then we give the cell the ability to be transformed, transmuted by the one energy that has the capacity to do this. When that cell is irradiated again with life force, it stops trying to draw in a vampire-like manner life force energy from the surrounding cells. Now that's just one theory that I have come to play with and develop and found is a truth for me that I would also like others to play with if it feels right for you. Irradiation with poison? We know what that does, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, etc. It's not the ideal solution, but our medical industry is doing the best they can according to the knowledge that they have right now. Irradiating the cellular structure, the diseased organ, the blood if it's diseased, whatever part of you is diseased, irradiating this with pure life force energy. Green healing light, violet light of transmutation, white light as well, mind, directing this energy into the body, through the crown and through the system, bringing it through as a pulsation, through the light body system, through the meridians, through the chakras. There's so much now that is available to us from the Eastern traditions that are 5,000-6,000 years old, that have had great success using Qigong in healing, using meditation as the yogis do in healing as well, by connecting with the pure life force within. And this is what happened to Anita. Anita's case is interesting because Anita was admitted to hospital with complete system collapse. It was almost as if the doctors were saying, she will not last the night, please bring family and friends. And I'll let you read her book because it's well worth reading, and she will explain her story better. But at one point, Anita was in a deep physical coma, had gone out of her body, and realized in being out of body that she was the purest, most magnificent, most beautiful flows of divine consciousness, that she was formlessness, really, that was just flowing through form. And from that level of supreme mind intelligence, she could see how she had created this disease of cancer. For her, it was lack of self-love, lack of self-forgiveness, always trying to please everyone else, not being in contact with her own true nature and listening to what was the best thing for her. There were many other reasons as well. When she realized that she could come back into the body, part of her reaction was, no, why would I want to go back into such a diseased form? Because she had cancer tumors everywhere. Her organs had shut down. It was really time for physical body death. But immediately with that realization, she felt that if I come back as the magnificence that I really am, this pure and perfect, powerful beingness that exists everywhere in everything, when I come back with that awareness, I know my body will heal. Because it will be irradiated by something so pure and so perfect that is the very force of creation, the source of creation. And if it can bring creation into being, it can heal this body. This, of course, is my interpretation of her journey. However, this was when I realized that we need to irradiate cellular structure with pure life force essence and not pollute it further with chemical poisoning, which sometimes is the path that happens for us in this world when we put our healing in the hands of one system only. I would like to stress that every human body has this template of perfect health, which is encoded with a system of how a human being can be in, maintain, come back to perfected health. This coding responds to quantum field communication, where we ask in prayer. And prayer, surrender too, is another powerful tool to really come into a pure-hearted state so that the innate intelligence within us can step forward and guide us into the perfect path for our own healing. Whether it's emotional healing, mental healing, or physical body healing, or even taking this further to global healing, to heal ourselves as a species of some of the realities we've been carrying and supporting that are no longer operating for the highest good of our species as it now enters into a new chapter of its evolution. But of course, this is a much bigger discussion again. So here we have a system, some additional insights we would like to offer. Change your lifestyle. Meditation, take time in silence, understand the power of prayer, understand the power of mastery of the mind and the power of positive thinking on your system. If you claim cancer as my disease, you give it more power. If you simply say, well, the rhythm of cancer is risen within me now, I have to attend to this, change the frequency flow so it can be subdued again and I can come into health. I will do this through my lifestyle. So spend time in silence as we shared. Spend time in nature. When you're in nature, you can absorb strong flows of chi, and chi energy, breathing deeply of Mother Nature's chi energy, breathing deeply, imagining you're drawing cosmic energy of prana into your body. Doing this in Mother Nature, in silence, is a wonderful pranayama, powerful technique to oxygenate and energize the body, increase its chi. When we increase its chi, we get healthier, we also get happier. Have a look at the DVD if you feel to. Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead with Joe Cross. Maybe read his research. Maybe read the research that was released a long time ago by Dr. Walker on juicing. Have a look at the website Rethinking Cancer, which has many success stories of people who've been terminal, soon to die according to our normal traditional medical diagnostics, who have embarked on many of the things we've just shared and come into great levels of health and cleared themselves totally of cancer. When Anita Moorjani came back into her body with this vast awareness of pure consciousness that she is a magnificent being beyond form, that is flowing through form, when she really got this and came fully into her body, she sat up in no time. Everything started to change, the organs started to heal, the body started to heal, and confounding all medical science, within 2 weeks or a few weeks, her body showed no sign of cancer at all. This is fabulous to hear. And then we have other stories of spontaneous healing. Read Deepak Chopra's book on quantum healing, The Story of Chitra, a young woman with metastasized breast cancer who came to see him. She applied many of the things we've talked about here that Dr. Deepak Chopra also teaches, working with primordial sound, meditation, change of diet, lifestyle, yoga, so much more. And within a period of time, she was healed. But she could not believe that she could be healed so easily and kept stressing and thinking, what if I create it again? What if it happens again? What if the cancer comes back? What if? And that constant obsessing was enough to bring the pattern of cancer back, to make it rise again. It was almost as if the pattern of cancer is saying, okay, you're focused on me, I'll grow. You want me to rise, I'll grow. You're going to be in fear about me returning. Well, that fear is the energy I live on, and I will grow again. So I think if there's anything we could share about this with spontaneous healing, for example, is when people have been diagnosed and said, you only have a certain amount of time to live, some of them have said, okay, if that's true, then I'm going to only do what makes my heart sing. I'm going to do that which makes me feel so happy in my heart, because when we do what makes our heart sing, that's when we're living close to our true nature. And it's our true nature, our essence. When it rises, it has the power to heal us. So letting the true nature rise, living as an authentic being, doing what makes the heart sing. These people decided to dive fully into the now moment, to live fully in the now and enjoy every moment, to love people, to be loved, to appreciate their life, to appreciate every moment and everything that has happened, even the creation or the experience of their disease. And it's interesting because these are the common things that have been recorded that have allowed people, by doing this, to release another energy within them and be spontaneously healed, just like Anita Moorjani. We aren't helpless in our healing journey, and it is a time now where many are going more into self-healing, working with the things we've shared in this video, sometimes with complementary medicine as well. And we would like to finish with one final thing. All of these things may not guarantee an extension of life or that the disease will go, but they will guarantee a better quality of life. How long a person lives for, some people say, is predetermined. Sometimes people manifest diseases like this simply because it is their time to go. And through the manifestation of this disease, they will gain great insight and learning, as will their family and friends. I've had this experience with many of my friends who have passed on and left the physical body through the disease of cancer. We offer one more thing. If you have been diagnosed with a fatal, potentially fatal disease, you might like to make the statement, "It is my time to go." And if you make this statement over and over, and your breath drops right down and everything expands within you, and you get a clear yes response from your body, then how will you choose to live the remaining time you have? If you do apply the lifestyle change, the juicing, the homeopathics, the oxygenating the body, the alkalizing the system, the lightening up the diet, the meditation, the visualization, the playing with music, doing what makes your heart sing, enjoying life fully and those you love who love you in every moment, then that too may be the spontaneous healing trigger you need. But if not, it will give you a fabulous quality of life. Maybe it will extend your life at some point. But if you get a no, that the breath rises, the organs feel like they're constricting when you make the statement, "It is my time to leave this planet through this disease." If your system says no, then you know that this is just a challenge for you, something that has been created, given, manifested for you, whatever terms you like, so that you can embark in a deeper level of self-exploration, perhaps self-healing, so that when you do bring yourself back into that template of health, when your methodology, what you use, works for you, and those rhythms of disease subside again, and the rhythm of health comes back, then you too can be a living example and share of your journey with others. For those of you who may feel a little bit unsure about the rhythm of death, maybe uncomfortable and in a little fear, you may wish to read the research by clinical hypnotherapist Dr. Michael Newton. He has written 3 books, Destiny of Souls, Journey of Souls, and a more recent book as well. Many people, upon reading this research, have felt great peace come to them when they've understood that there is so much more after we leave our physical body systems, that we are actually vast consciousness that is expressed in many different ways. Dr. Michael Newton's research came about when he put people under hypnosis, hoping to find if there are any childhood influences regarding their inability to heal as an adult. Yet the people surprised him, for they started to give information of their existences in other timelines that were also influencing their health today. There are many reasons that you may enjoy this research work, along with the work, of course, by another noted hypnotherapist, Dolores Cannon. Some people don't like the idea that I've had cancer, especially since I work with alternate nourishment systems and generally live such a healthy life. But I've loved my journey through all of this. I have learned so much. I was able to write my book, Harmonious Healing, a book that has helped many people. You may want to read that, or the book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, or the work of Dr. Deepak Chopra with quantum healing, or many other books now, including Anita Moorjani's, that talk of their own journey as well. Many people who have gone through similar things to what I have gone through. More and more people are embarking on the journey of self-healing and having fabulous results. This is Jasmuheen from the Embassy of Peace saying, it's just a frequency. Disease is just a frequency that can rise or fall or be rebalanced. Lifestyle, attitude, the things we've shared with you here. Wishing you all the best on your healing journey.